Daniel stayed seated for a moment, his hand resting on the door handle, his chest tight. 10 years. 10 years of construction sites in foreign cities, sleepless nights in cheap apartments, video calls that froze mid-sentence, promises repeated until they sounded hollow. He had done it all for one reason, to come back whole, successful, and worthy. He stepped out and looked at the house. It was bigger than he remembered. White walls, tall windows, a perfectly cut lawn. Too perfect. This wasn't the modest place he and Emma had once dreamed of fixing together. Daniel swallowed and walked to the door. Emma opened it. For a split second, her face softened in recognition. Then something flickered behind her eyes, fear, maybe, or guilt, and vanished just as quickly. "You came back," she said quietly. "You said I should," Daniel replied. "You said, you were waiting." She nodded, stepping aside to let him in. The house smelled unfamiliar. Not her old lavender soap. Something sharper. New. Expensive. Daniel set his bag down and glanced around. Framed photos lined the wall. Vacations. Smiling faces. Emma, always Emma, but never with him. "Where's Lily?" he asked, thinking of his daughter. The child he had left behind at 5 years old, promising every night through a screen that Daddy was working for their future. Emma hesitated. "She's upstairs. Doing homework." Relief washed through him. At least that part of his life still existed. They sat in the living room, facing each other like strangers forced into a conversation they'd avoided for years. Emma twisted her fingers together. "You look different," she said. "So do you," Daniel replied. "You didn't tell me you moved." "I didn't think it mattered." "It matters when it's my home too." The words hung heavy in the air. "I should see Lily," he said, standing. Emma stood quickly, blocking his path. "Daniel, wait." That was when he noticed it. A man's jacket draped over a chair. Large. Not his size. A faint scent of cologne he didn't recognize. His heart sank slowly, like something heavy slipping beneath dark water. "Who else lives here?" he asked. Emma's eyes filled with tears. "It's not what you think." "That's what people say when it's exactly what I think." He walked past her anyway. Halfway up the stairs, he heard laughter. A man's voice. Familiar to the house. Comfortable. Daniel stopped breathing. At the top of the stairs, the bedroom door was open. Inside, a man stood by the window, adjusting his watch. Beside him, Lily. His Lily. She was taller now. Older. Her hair pulled back neatly. She looked at Daniel with curiosity, not recognition. Emma rushed in behind him. "Lily, sweetheart." Lily smiled politely. "Mom, is this the guest you mentioned?" "Guest." Daniel's legs felt weak. "This is your father," Emma said softly. Lily frowned. "My dad's at work." The man turned. Daniel recognized him instantly. Mark. His old friend. The one who used to drive Emma and Lily to school when Daniel was abroad. The one who helped out when things got hard. Mark's face went pale. "Daniel. I didn't know you were coming today." "You knew I was coming back," Daniel said, his voice barely steady. "You just didn't think I'd walk into this." Emma broke down. "I waited, Daniel. I really did. 2 years. 3. You missed birthdays. You missed hospital visits. Lily stopped asking when you'd come home. I was sending money. Everything I earned." "Yes," she cried. "But we needed more than money." Daniel looked at Lily, who clutched Mark's hand instinctively. "That hurt more than anything." "I didn't mean to disappear, Daniel whispered. I thought sacrificing time meant securing her future. Mark stepped forward. I never tried to replace you. I just stayed. Daniel nodded slowly. He walked back downstairs, picked up his bag, and headed for the door. Emma followed him. Where will you go? Somewhere I'm not already 10 years too late. At the door, Lily's voice stopped him. Mom, will he come back again? Daniel turned. Their eyes met. Yes, he said gently. If she wants me to. Lily hesitated, then nodded once. That was enough. Daniel stepped outside, the door closing softly behind him. His heart was shattered, but not empty.